We are back and ready to kick off with the second game of the day, and of course it is mTw versus nFac. Game number 2, with nFac having a 1-0 lead currently over their opponents in this first semi-final, and we are straight in on to the bans and picks. nFac, of course, losing game number 1, they get first ban and first pick, Deman.
Yeah, indeed, and straight away Ergot and Rise banned out, and Mundo surprisingly banned out by nFac. mTw, sorry, they're not having that. But does that mean Twitch could be left open? That's the question.
No,
will he be left open?
not.
I think they'll probably take him out regardless. But yeah, interesting that Ergot's sort of become, I think, the #1 AD carry, which is a weird thing to say, but it's sort of like developed over since January, since the days of Kiev, and eventually has crept into absolutely everybody's game builds these days. It's just everybody sort of bans him out now. Nobody likes to keep him in there. Olaf also being banned out now, so they really weren't happy about that top lane. Obviously, Caress has sort of laid the law down and said, look, I can't do a great deal with Shed when I'm being sat on by Mundo and Olaf.
And they've not banned Twitch out.
They've got one more ban still.
That's true. nFac wouldn't ban Twitch out. Silly Joe is silly. But yeah, mTw have that final ban. But that's the thing when you've got these, you've got these teams that can pull out these weird champions like Twitch. You have to use a ban to get rid of him out of the game, which is something that, is really quite annoying, I guess, when you've got a real set plan coming in. They've banned Soraka out, so Twitch is available. Are we going to see Twitch
as is
in
Corky,
the game?
actually. Corky was left there
Corky,
as well.
Yeah. Well, last game, the bans were...
and Vlad as well. Vlad's available.
and
There
Vlad
is
was
Corky
there.
picked straight away. And Corky is a very strong late-game champion. Any all the way through the game, honestly. He's got such great poke with his ulti. He really can just demoralize you on your tower if you're trying to defend it. Especially when you've got the rest of the team coming in to push on, he could just be landing those rockets from range. He could build up. If he's been back to base, he'll come back with like 6 or 7 rockets and just slam them in your face non-stop. And he really can cause a lot of problems. Alistair, of course, the cow, hadn't been used in the first game. Wasn't banned out or anything, and was certainly available, but definitely could get picked up. Will it be a support cow or jungle cow? That's the question. I am a big fan of the cow.
Love a bit of cow.
I like my beef.
So yeah, that's a great pick in my opinion for mTw. Always love to see what if you get a good Alistair, then it's a real hard lane to actually to be winning out on there. Nocturne looking like will be the second choice. Obviously the junglers in the last game, Mundo and Udia. So I'm gonna have slight changes this one since Mundo is obviously already banned out there, but Nocturne will be the second pick. Let's have a look.
Somebody pointing out it's a bull. I hate to break it to you, but a bull's merely a male cow. It's the same damn thing. Oh, dear me. You people in chat. If you are watching, guys, get yourselves in chat. There's a lot of conversation flowing in there at the moment about the picks and bans. If you are on Twitch, of course, Twitch TV, which is where you're going to be watching it. If you are watching it on my stream, then on my video, then you're not going to get much chat other than the YouTube chat.
Which is never a pleasant experience either.
Which is never something you want to go near too often. But wow, okay, could possibly see Lulu. Will that be a top lane Lulu? No, it won't be, because Vlad, who was banned in the first game, has been picked up straight away by Gipfochen, and I think that will be top lane. So could this be support Lulu alongside Corky, or a mid lane Lulu? That could be an interesting thing.
Lulu too strong. We actually saw her in the Go for All Asia the other day, which was, I forget which game had Lulu in it. I've actually got it on this exact same piece of paper. But top lane Lulu was just so strong. It was Taipei Assassins against IG. So good was that Lulu. They actually had to 4-man gank her to under the tower to actually kill her, which is the most ridiculous. And she almost survived every time. So yeah, Lulu, a real strong one right now. Looking like we are going to have Graves and a Yorick put in here. Yep, so Graves, Yorick, the next 2 choices out for mTw. Obviously, Yorick, a big stayer in this top lane. Once he gets that tier in there and moving up then onto the Mana Moon is ridiculously hard to get out of lane, actually.
Yeah, a bit of baiting from Soraka bot there. We know he's famous for his Evelyn. But
come on.
Not since the nerves. Not since the nerves. I don't think they'd go for it. Could be Twitch though. That could be a Twitch. So it is available, of course. We'll see what he's going to go with. Graves' account, of course, down the bottom lane. So Graves and Alistair, the bottom lane. It's a pretty strong lane, that one. And I think it is going to be against Lulu Cog, unless they pull out another, which means it would be a pretty AP strong team. We're just waiting to see what No Equal is going to pick up as the... whether it's going to be an AP or a support. Switching to Shyvana possibly in that jungle. Definitely a fast jungler. Going to be against Nocturne, so would have the speed advantage over Nocturne. And of course Nocturne's ganks. I was about to say, are they actually going to pick up a mid lane now? Was that an auto pick? Or was that meant to be Cassiopeia? I'm not too sure. It looked like an auto pick. Looked like the timer had actually timed out there, but did finally click it in. I don't know why these teams tend to delay it like that. So I know they like to build up excitement or something, but sometimes it just gets right on my proverbials. But Karthus is going to be the final lock-in. Okay, so these are interesting teams again. Very much different from the last game though. These are far more aggressive. I think we're going to see a lot of kills in this game, Joe.
I certainly hope so. That's something that I look forward to. Let me write these down. Shyvana, Cassiopeia, and Karthus, the final one. Yeah, but I'm sure Momo's obviously doing the German commentary with Daniel Klein right now. Is enjoying his time to see this Karthus. I actually saw him in Skype the other day saying, it's not really fair. I don't remember the last time I've got to play Karthus in a competitive game forever. Which is kind of sad stuff. But obviously, Momo now leaving his post against all authority. Kind of sad for me, actually, to see Momo going out there.
He was kicked, wasn't it?
Yeah, left, kicked. And part of the politics side of things,
indeed,
tend to avoid. He's out of the team either way, whatever happened in that one. But we only have a 5-second delay, obviously, on the spectator client for this event. So thanks to Riot for saving our voices, knowing that we're going to be casting for hours and hours and hours and hours and a couple more hours today. So, yeah, if you're just joining us, this is just Game 2 of the first semi-final. We'll be bringing you another best-of-3 semi-final, plus a best-of-3 third-place game, plus a best-of-3 grand final. And if we've not had enough by then we'll play a best-of-10 all-star game. No, we won't. We won't do that at all. That's not going to happen. We're going to go to bed after that's happened. But obviously, all the League of Legends happening today at the BenQ Finals. Of course, the finals for the EPS Germany, the ESL Pro Series. And let's give you the team rundown once again for this second game. So for mFaculty on the blue side, Fami on Lulu, Zimmy on Corki, Gibfudchen on the top lane with Vladimir, Sarakabot on Shyvana, and No Equal on Cassiopeia. And on the purple or red side, as they are now, Red Snow on Alistair, Wu on Graves, Huyu on Karthus, Manfi on Nocturne, and Caress on Yorick.
So, going to be a close game, this one, I think. There's going to be a lot of kills, a lot of ganks. That bottom lane has good potential, but Corki's very hard to pin down, but Alistair could certainly get in there and cause problems for him. Shyvana in the jungle as well. Going to be very quick, but Nocturne offers those very fast ganks, so there's a lot of potential for a lot of kills. And of course, Cassiopeia can go down very, very quickly in the middle if caught in the right position. Very low health on both Karthus and Cassiopeia, I guess you could say. mTw going aggressive here, and I think Vlad's going to spot them straight away. We'll certainly see Caress. Will he realise the rest of the team are there? I think, yeah, they're all going to back away. They've realised they've been spotted. They were going to go for that early blue invade and are immediately going to back away from it. And wisely so, I think. But the rest of the team, actually, if you look at mFaculty, they didn't respond to it. So I'm not too sure if they realised it was a full invade at that top area. And I think they could have got away with it. You can see Shyvana looking like it's going to be starting at red, though, rather than blue.
Yeah, I think Shyvana will be starting red just by that positioning that we've got there. And as you said, they decided, well, we'll not really react to that one whatsoever. I think also due to the fact that Corki wants his golems right at the very start of the game. And now in match number 1, we didn't see any early invasions. It was basically just get in there, get on with the farming and get things started. And it looks like we'll have a similar situation here as well. Though Wu and Alistair... Wu and Red Snow, I should actually say, moving up towards the Wraiths area. The rest of the team actually behind, and Yorick's gone home now. So from that, you'd probably say that there's almost definitely no chance of a real invade coming on here. Red Snow and Wu are still having a little bit of a peek, but it looks like Cassiopeia will keep them away from that one. So Rakabot going to finish off these race and move straight down onto her red buff with the help of the pull from Cassiopeia, who you helping out on the top side with the blue. Golems have already been done there by Corky as well.
No, Fami stole one.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. And the big one as well, looking at the experience. Good job, Fami.
Yeah, GG, well played. Zimi might get caught out here. You can see Graves and Alistair now working their way down that river. Yeah, Alistair's going to get spotted though, and they are going to get a little blast on each other and then head back. So, blue buff picked up successfully by mTw. Smites have been used all around, so no crazy invades going to come out here. And it will be mTw straight on towards that red. So Rakabot, in the meantime, will be going around to the blue any second, just picking up the wolves. So very much standard jungle routes from both teams. The question is, where are they going to go afterwards? Now, Gimfotion's going to be struggling, I think, early on against Caress. I think Yorick's... I generally would give it to Yorick a little bit in the early lanes, but then again, they both kind of need that mana builder. Well, I say, obviously, he doesn't need, Gimfotion doesn't need mana builder, but you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. And mTw might get the fear proc off here. He will do. Will it be enough? He's going to have to use the heal. So, so it's one of those things that the top lanes have started to switch towards lately. They're using the Summoner heal up and the Ghost as well. And mTw wisely sticking around here. He's got that double buff. Although Shyvana now coming behind, they will spot each other. Ooh, who is going to be the strongest? I'm not too sure here, honestly. Sarakapot was down a little bit. Caress is going to cut them off, and he will back away. So a little bit of a tit for tat between the two, and they will go about their business. But mTw is not giving up on this one, Joe.
No, and rightly so. I think with both summoners used there by Vladimir, they are actually going to get the fear down. He pulls away from that exhaust, though, and that will keep him safe, and a bit of a laugh as well. Why not? Just for the fun of it. Down on bottom lane, Zimi and Fami have actually pushed up fairly heavily, and this is the thing, as Deman mentioned, with Corky, he's got great poke. All right, early on, not so much, but once that ulti comes in there, but we can see how well he's managed to force Graves back onto this turret the entire time. Graves' CS may just be struggling for that one. Lulu with the Q, obviously the name which I'll always forget, Glitter Lance, that's the one, with the slow, which is, for me, almost a stun. It's that hard of a slow. That will become that more annoying as things goes on. Dragon going to be warded out by them as well. In the middle, obviously, Karthus versus Cassiopeia. Let's have a look at the CS there. 20 for Cassiopeia to the 23 of Karthus, and No Equal just going to be trying to harass as much as physically possible there without going too low with her mana. But a fairly action-packed start there up on the top lane. It looks like mTw is actually going to get himself in behind Cassiopeia once again. There goes the slow bar down. Are they going to be able to finish things off? No, not quite, because the flash was used by Cassiopeia. So, tell you what, mTw, okay, they've not managed to get the kills from these ganks, but they're forcing summoners to be burnt left, right, and centre.
Yeah, indeed. He's forced 3 summoner spells already now. So doing a fantastic job in that jungle, whereas we've not seen Shyvana come out yet. Just obviously speeding round. But the advantage of that, will it be ahead in levels? Not really. It's pretty even between the two. Now we're seeing Sarakabot coming in towards the mid. They're going to go towards Huyu. Exhaust goes down. The poison's going to land. They're going to manage to get a Fang on. Will it be enough, though? I don't think it will. He'll back away from that. Heal pot was running. Didn't quite have enough Twin Fang. And certainly didn't have enough bots. And I'm just wondering, did he have Ignite? Yes, he did. He didn't use the Ignite there. No Equal. Didn't manage to land that Ignite, which is a little strange when they went for a kill like that with the exhaust down.
Yeah, you'd expect them to burn it, to be quite honest with you, to get that Ignite straight in there when they can. Obviously, not quite feeling that he had enough damage to make that Ignite useful in that situation, but I think they could have snuck that kill in there and got themselves first blood. But who am I to say that? These guys are obviously bigger, better level than me. Up at top, Caress versus Skip Function. Caress running very low on mana right now, and I wonder if Skip Function will try to exploit that fact. You can see the Q going off almost exclusively onto Caress. It's going to force Caress actually back to his turret. He's going to go home and get himself bought. Graves has gone home. Actually, Zimi's just come back in lane. Double Doran's Blade. Obviously, the boots from early as well. So Corky going to be starting to sting a little as he works up around level 4.5 now. 43 to 32 CS. So he's built himself a 10 CS lead up actually there as Zimi in this early game, which is you know, always a great position to start with. As I was watching him there, I thought he'd actually timed out or something, leaving that last one till a
He does
long
leave it
time.
really low.
Yeah.
I've been watching him a bit. He's using the hold key rather than the movement that a lot of people, you see a lot of the AD carries using. He's preferring to use the hold and keep in position. But he is farming up very well at the moment, like you say. He's last hitting everything that he can. The cow returns to lane, has warded up the river. So Zimi's not too worried about that being pushed on towards the tower either. He's quite happy in his CS. Like you say, he has got the double Dorans. Meanwhile, the top lane, I did see Gipfoshin go back. Yeah, he's put himself an amplifying tome, just the single one. And I'm guessing he put a ward down as well fairly early on, which is probably that one in the tri-bush I can see there. I can't see the timers on them, unfortunately. Caress has got that Tear of the Goddess as well at the top lane, so pretty even between these two, 42 to 44, very much even CS. And honestly, it's going to be a lane that's going to stay fairly even, I think, throughout the game. I don't think it's neither team getting such a huge advantage there. No equal is blueless at the moment. You can see the buff on Huyu, who just returns from picking that up. Did manage to go back and get the catalyst, which you can see he's building towards though. So was sent back a little earlier than probably you'd like. Quickly defiles up and takes down those minions. So he's going to farm up no problem at all. But these are both heavy farmers in the middle here, 58 to 50 CS, and they're both going to get a lot of farm on as the game goes on. I'd expect them to see both closing on 300 maybe, depending on the length of the game. Nocturne picking up the red, and Shyvana has done the exact same thing. So mTw could possibly go looking for some more ganks. Did burn out all those summoners earlier on, but didn't really make use of it. So it's all well and good getting those summoner spells burned up and used up, but if you don't follow it up shortly after with a gank, then honestly you're not going to do a great deal about it. Here comes the blue buff for Cassiopeia, and they continue on their path, Joe.
Yeah, and actually Shyvana, she was a little bit slow in the first cycle through that jungle, and Nocturne, as we saw there, getting the double buff on straight away, obviously at the start of the game. Obviously blue this time has gone over to his AP carry in middle, but now he's working his way up. He's level 6 now, so that's when we see obviously Nocturne really get into his strength point, when he can get the darkness coming over there. Sarakaba actually stood right on top of a ward there, so quite frankly wasting time looking for a gank in onto Karthus in that middle. But we do see that Nocturne is now coming down, and there's a decent wave to push back here. And actually, there's a flash pulverize in, and Fami's knocked him against the wall, and here comes Nocturne. Is it going to be enough? Summon heal is going to be used, and good old Karthus is getting into action. But I tell you what, it's nowhere near enough damage at that level to be taking down Lulu, who also had the ultimate running on her as well, by the way, which will have helped out. But still, mTw have freed up this bottom lane, which means they may just well go for a dragon. A nicely earned one as well. I mean, I thought, to me, it looks a little bit like Red Snow was slightly earlier to flash in there and pulverize and then headbutt her into the wall demon. But, you know, they've done, I guess, a job. They've not got the kill, no first blood, but they're starting off this dragon. They should be able to have it finished by the time Shyvana gets anywhere near. Yep, Smiter to finish. And that is first dragon of the game, this time going over to mTw, but we still wait for a first blood.
The first dragon of the series as well for mTw, because I think Faculty took every single one away. And it always cracks me up with the Karthus ulti. You just got to look around every lane. As soon as that ulti goes off, because immediately top lane was being harassed, Gipfoshin was backing off, and Yorick was diving on him. Every time the ulti goes out, it just triggers all lanes to go. Attack your target. He's about to take damage, and dived on him. But yeah, like you say, very well played down the bottom there. Fami using the ulti wisely on him, realised he was the target rather than trying to save Zimi. Had to save himself, and pulled it off very nicely. And no equal in the moment is still farming up very well in this mid lane. 84 CS to 84, very comparable. And considering Karthus obviously has that huge advantage with defiling lay waste, can really just lay waste to everything. But Cassiopeia is no slouch when it comes to farming. Zimi though is about to go back. I was going to say he didn't go back earlier, and now is. But we've also seen Vlad. Vlad went back just before that as well. So Vlad was sent packing a little bit early. So yeah, immediately you can see the difference. The CS difference has swayed a little bit towards Yorick's favour. Got 10 CS advantage on him because he had gone back very early to get that Hextech Revolver after buying the Amplifying Tome already. So he's already been back. That's 3 visits within 11 minutes. So not been in lane as long as he'd like, I think, in that top lane at the moment, Fortune. But he has closed in. Well, as soon as he hits 9, he was going to start becoming a farming machine, as all Vlads tend to do. Looking at Sarakabot, Sarakabot took the opportunity to take down the big Wraith when the Dragon was going, but Gold advantage, of course, is now in favour of mTw because of that dragon. Bottom lane, headbutt on towards Zimmy there, but nothing really going to come about it. And still, Joe, no first blood, despite the fact I said at the start this would be a very aggressive game.
Yeah, and totally my feeling as well from that one. I expected to see first blood fairly early on into this one. We're currently 12 minutes into the game. We've seen a dragon go down, but still nobody has died. And Sarakabot, you can see, waiting and waiting and waiting. As I mentioned earlier, she's actually just losing time in this brush because, quite frankly, there's a ward right on top of her head. So there's not a lot they can do. Obviously, Gipfudgeon being totally harassed here now by Yorick, who, if I take a quick look, yeah, Tia is finished there. And is going to head himself back home once again, currently with 700 gold. Alright. Just wonder where, and that's the thing. Most games, it's kind of easy to predict where a first blood's probably going to be coming around, but this one with a Karthus in there, you never quite know where that's all going to happen. Karthus will once again get himself blue, and that's where you can see now how far behind the cycle is, if you like, for in fact the difference in timing between these two blues. The fact that Sarakabot has just taken down that red, that means a good while before this blue's going to be up on the top side of the jungle for Cassiopeia to have. Should have maybe a little bit of a tougher time this next minute or so. Actually, Wu taking damage again. Simi, after we did see him go back, has finished off the Sheen. Got himself the Vampiric Scepter as well. Taking a little bit of a life steal back as he goes. But playing this very aggressively, and this is something that we've got in this bottom lane. Two supports who can actually be played really, really aggressively. Demon, obviously, Alistair with that headbutt pulverize combo, the Fami
blue steal,
slow, which is going to go in. Yeah, and they are tying this blue down, and it wouldn't surprise me, you know, to see him just wait inside of the bush with 3. Looks like No Equal has figured out that this is actually happening here. But that blue is going to be stolen away, and Sarakabot's coming around the side. Not sure that's a great idea. Alistair had come up as well. As we see the wall of pain go down, Sarakabot, though, will just waltz away. And again, no first blood. Yorick up at top. Wow, forcing the summon a heal to be used again there by Vladimir. And that's the thing. When Karthus' ulti is ready, Demon, they don't want to be taking any chances whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's why a couple
with Vladimir, you've got the pool, though. That's the thing with Vladimir. If you time it right,
yeah, you got to get your timing precision down very well. I was going to say Confucian was doing a fantastic job because he'd been and taken the golems at the top early on. They're trying to have a go towards Who You there. Ulti used by Sarakabot, but again, nothing coming from it. mTw playing very well this time around. Very cautious, not falling for any of those kills. Remember, it was around about this time limit where it started to slide away from mTw in the last game. They're not falling for it this time. They don't want to go too far up the lanes. Staying very defensive. Caress again, push that lane, going straight back. Not going to go too far, doesn't want to push on the tower. No Equal really is the one that's looking like he may well turn things around. Who You is starting to struggle, I feel, against No Equal here. Cassiopeia is starting to hit that flow that you get.
We have Demir coming in there.
Yeah, bottom lane, I can see Red's now actually getting caught out, but he has used that ulti, and Alistair obviously once that ulti is running, and just walk away from it. Does take a lot of damage. Is it going to be enough? You can see that actually Gipfudgeon is thinking about coming round. That dragon was taken a while ago. I'm not too sure the time is quite up yet. I don't think it is. And they were all in a 4-man position. Maybe mTw realise it as well. They do come down, put that pink ward down, and immediately they actually know wards were placed by nFac. And honestly, mTw are in a stronger position to take this and fight for this dragon, because nFac were all taken down to about half health in that exchange down the bottom there. And I think it's going to be another easy dragon for mTw, Joe.
Yeah, I think their timing's a little bit off as well. We saw Manfi sticking out the slow there, didn't quite realise the dragon wasn't up for another few seconds. Sarakabot is down there at the bottom, but for me, it's always hard to steal Dragon and Baron with just a smite like that, especially when there's 5 of them around there, because chances are they're just going to dive on you and you're dead. Actually, they're pinging Baron, which has totally got to be a lie by this stage. The only ping I can think of is it spawned, maybe. I mean, if you watched Go for LOL Asia last week, we did see a 15-minute as it spawned Baron, they were actually waiting in the pit. Who was it? Najin against LOL Ladies.
Oh, right, the 17-minute game.
They were waiting in the pit when Baron actually spawned and killed it, like literally as it spawned, and then 2 minutes later. Never seen.
Because it is very weak at the start. It's, well, I say very weak. It's definitely weaker as the hit points grow as it over time, I believe, if my memory serves. Which would make sense, but yeah, and again, it was mTw are looking strong in this one. Remember, they are 1-0 down in the series, so at the moment they have to really pick this one up. Apparently, I've heard from Xenon that nFac have said if they win this one 2-0, they are going to win the whole tournament. They've already predicted it. And for Zimmy, they're catching on towards Wu. Wu is forced away and immediately turns around and lays down that damage. Back on him, will get the headbutt pulverized, but it's not going to be enough to force the problem. And Fami, you can see, continuing with that Glitter Lance on towards Red Snow. Trying to catch him out a little bit there. Top lane, Shyvana just nicely farmed it all up. Kifuchi goes back to lane. He's like, well, cheers, bud. I've got absolutely no farm. Thanks for that. He is going to place that ward in river. Yorick is going to try and head him off. Yorick now built up that mana immune. And Kifuchi has built up. Actually, no, gone towards Ionian Boots. Hasn't gone towards Will of the Ancients just yet. But of course, that double Will of the Ancient stack possible from Cassiopeia and Vlad would be a very strong late game if they were to get it going. But I'm not too sure whether Cassiopeia really fancies that at the moment. Looks like he's going towards a Void Staff, Ryler's Staff rather, sorry, more than anything to start with. So not going from the Ocelot school of Cassiopeia, as we saw that training video come out in Kiev. But in the middle of Huyu with that blue buff is obviously going to cause problems. Remember, No Equal had his blue buff stolen away from him. That was by the invade that they held on. And Confucian's struggling like crazy at that top lane. Look at that. He's only just come back to lane and he's already down to a third health.
Yeah, it's a tough lane for him, I feel. Yorick, you know, he can harass constantly, especially now that he's got Mana Moon built up there, as I said earlier on in the game. I think that his harassment may just come a little bit too much for Gipfudge, and then I see the ghouls just drop straight in onto him. He can't really get near the minions to be doing any hits. He's having to rely on his Q actually to really farm them up. But in the meantime, we are seeing them move down towards this blue buff. It has spawned Sorakabots there. Cassiopeia is coming from the bottom side, Vlad from the top side, and I'm not sure this is a real fight that nFac want to be taking. Wall of Pain goes down. The focus is a little bit all over the place, mainly just trying to bully them out of this blue region right now, and Caress needs to be careful. He's in there on his own. They are going to see the initiate coming in. Nice pulverized headbutt from Alice to actually use the headbutt to knock him away. First blood comes in. Fami going very, very low, but can they finish off? No, he's splashed over the top. Karthus is actually going to go down, and well, his ultimate is there, but is it worth anything right now? I think it could have been on Fami.
What an exchange.
But not. That was a massively strong exchange. 4-0, and that's what you can kind of expect when you get almost 20 minutes game without first blood. They usually come then thick and fast straight afterwards. 4-0. Great play from nFac.
And you called it. Caress was caught out of position. The rest of the team were around the back of the trees, and he was on his own up on that blue. And suddenly they didn't realise they could get in there. They should have used that wall of pain to push themselves to have a 4-man clump in there, but it didn't really work out for them. And honestly, I was quite surprised that exchange came out so strongly for Faculty, because the focus just was there, though. They just managed to hit the right people, right place. Very well done. And they took down that Caress early on. Caress, I don't think used his ulti, did he? No. I don't think he used his ulti in there, which kind of surprised me. I wasn't quite sure why he didn't manage to pop that off. I thought that was going to be the first thing we were going to see to give him that sort of effectively a 5-on-4 advantage, but didn't use it. And it kind of surprised me a little bit there that they obviously fought 0. That swung the game very much in favour of nFac early on there. Trinity Force now completed by Corky, who wasn't involved in that fight, by the way. He was down the bottom the whole time. And Shyvana really hitting it well. Willie the Ancient's now completed. So you can see those items all suddenly completed. Big jump in their ability power, the damage, the attack speed, etc. All just come out just from that one single exchange. And it's put mTw on the back foot, and it was their aggressiveness that caused it. So it's kind of backfired heavily for them there. And you can see the blue buff actually went to Sorakabar. Did it? No, it wasn't. That's the one they stole off Huyu. Of course it was. And there is the blue buff on No Equal. So and actually stealing away the large wraith. It's like, Sorakabar's like, really? Dude, I'm right here. I'm right here. You don't need to take it away. I've got it covered. And they are getting themselves set up for that track. And quite got the timer on it yet because they haven't really had it visible the whole time. Ping goes down towards Red Snow's head. We're going to try and force him on that tower. Would have been a 5-man tower dive as well, but I think the tower will suffice, and that will be a nice pickup. In fact, no, it won't, because they've got no minions until that wave comes back.
Yeah, minions going to come in Nocturne too far out to stop anything happening with this one, and that's a nice little kill before Dragon's due. Taking down the, I say a kill, obviously. Taking down a turret, not quite what you call a kill, but you got the point of it anyway.
It's better than a kill.
Actually, pink ward's down. Yeah, it's better than a kill. And we see both teams actually just jockeying for position on this one. Obviously, nFac in the prime position to have this dragon after that 4-for-0 exchange earlier on. I'm not sure that mTw really should be coming in for this one. Actually, we are going to see them finally coming. Vlad ulti goes across the pack. Gipfutchen on Vladimir is going very low, but Red Snow looking like he should be going down, but they're somehow managing to rack up these kills. But here comes the Carthus. Here goes the changer. And, well, that doesn't really surprise anyone. Simi now the last man left alive. Actually, I tell a lie, Cassiopeia walked to the top side. Didn't even notice her running away. And, well, Corki, I tell you what, that's a ballsy position. I'm not sure. Yeah, going back there in the tri-bush, he was right on top of a ward, and no equal actually could find himself in a bit of danger as well. No, they're going to back away, and that brings us back to 5-3. The question is, Deman, because I didn't spot it, which way did the dragon actually go in that fight?
I didn't spot it either, honestly. I'm guessing by the gold it went towards nFaculty's way, but some great position in there. A great ulti from No Equal to start with. He caught about 4 people, delayed it just long enough to catch about 4 people in it, but HooYu was in a perfect position. He was right square in the middle of it. Didn't get taken down so quickly, so got the layways and defile across everyone, and then because of nFaculty's position, because they were below the dragon in towards the tribus, they had to all walk through HooYu, and he just lay waste on everybody there. Then obviously followed it with the ulti, just did so much damage, and Wu just had the positioning to just stay out the back there. Red Snow was causing him problems. They just forced Lulu away from everything, and then picked up the kill after kill. So very nicely exchanged there, but it was a 1-for-3, and it still means that nFaculty still have that advantage, which is going to cause a problem. This top turret is almost down. I'm not too sure Gipfutchen will stick around much longer. Yes, he will, but Caress is going to back away regardless. So at the moment, the 1 tower advantage actually is probably the difference in gold. Now I come to think of it, I reckon that dragon probably did go to mTw. Now I actually think about the maths of the whole situation, but Gipfutchen again being harassed away by Caress. I guess it could be lovingly caressed away. I'm not too sure if that's the right phrase for it though. And honestly, this is still a very even match. There's no big advantage here, and I think there's a lot of kills to come. I think we're going to see some pretty crazy team fights coming shortly.
Yeah, apparently Sarakabot actually smited Dragon. It went to
okay.
Yeah, I mean 31 first 2 dragons,
is
right?
the CS that much of a big difference then? No, that can't be possible. There'd be more than 1k difference.
Yeah, but 2 dragons went to NTW, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, actually Red Snow could find himself in a little bit of trouble here. He's actually flashed in there, and they're going to have Nocturne coming in as well. Simi actually will use the Valkyrie to get away. Is it going to be enough here to save Fami? Fami may just have enough on her own with that terror of a slow. Will shield up as well.
Oh,
Red Snow's going very, very low. Fami will survive the ultimate, and there's a kill for Simi onto Graves. And I tell you what, Manfi is by no means safe now. We'll try and get that fear off, and well, Red Snow does escape, but they've lost Graves. Would have probably been better for Red Snow to stick around and die rather than letting Graves die in that one as well. And that will bring us to a 6-3, and Gipfutchen has taken down the top turret for nFaculty, and that's going to put them just under 3k gold into the lead.
It's looking like Sarakabot wants to steal away the blue buff of HooYu, but unfortunately he's already got it, so his timing's a little bit off there. He is going to catch Manfi though, and Manfi's already at half health. Burnout goes down. I think Manfi, well, he's going to go down from this one surely. Tries to use the speed advantage, but Sarakabot uses that ulti to come across. Exhaust goes down. Manfi will be popped. Now Red Snow's coming around. I'm not too sure he wants to go head to head with Sarakabot here. Will certainly put the headbutt down though, and the pulverize, and he's just going to walk away from that one. He has got no equal coming in to support, but don't think he's going to go for that dive there. But going back to that fight back there, it was brilliant. Very well played. Actually in mid, looking like Gipfutchen might come around the back of HooYu. He is there. He's going to take a couple of hits as well. I'm not too sure whether HooYu was certainly ready for it though. And he Zimmy will just back away from that one. As I was saying, Corki really cut it off very well. You know, the Nocturne continued to stick onto Lulu and absolutely ignored the fact that, you know, Lulu had used the ulti on Corki, so Zimmy was like, I'm pretty big and strong here. I think I could take you two, and they just suddenly pulverised them both down, and they both suddenly realised, hang on a minute, we're actually losing a lot of hit points. We're going to have to back away from this one, which gave Zimmy that kill down the bottom, which honestly he should never have been able to make. It should have been a straight 3-man jump on him. Instead, they, for some reason, Nocturne thought, I'm going to go for Lulu instead, which is why we're in a 7-3 situation, and again, in faculty with a pretty big advantage suddenly turned around, just gifted to them from, again, an mTw failed attack.
Yeah, and no equal now with that blue buff on is going to be a real terror pushing this middle lane. Let's have a look at the CS then. I mean, top lane, Yorick versus Vladimir, 213 to 170. That's obviously a big, big lead for Yorick, who has finished Spirit Visage. Also, Phage completed there as well. Sarakabot will just put a pink ward over the top. Noticed, you know, still no Oracle over with nFac, and actually, I don't think there's an Oracle anywhere, is it? Oh, I tell you, like, Red Snow does have one as Alistair, but nFac going more for the pink wards and, you know, risking their time, or risking their cash, really, by going in for the Oracles. Simi will spot Red Snow there, just clearing that one out. He'll take a little bit of a hit, and Lulu has also pink warded up by the Baron, so are we going to see these teams jockeying for position for this Baron? Very possible now that this middle turret is taken and the top turret is taken. Well, the bottom turret is out as well, to be honest, although that doesn't play that much of a difference in. But still, the vision going to be lacking a little for mTw. We need to make sure that this ward coverage stays strong, because I feel that nFac, in these team fights, if things land nicely for them, I mean, the team fight that we saw at Dragon obviously went the way of mTw. The first one that we saw at the blue buff looked decent for mTw, but nFac came 4 for 0 out on top of that one. So, no, it's definitely by no means a guaranteed thing, as we are going to see Alistair flash in there, gets the pulverize down. Actually, Gibfutchin is going very low, will pull up, his ulti is running on the rest of the team, but they need to finish off here. Red Snow goes down, they're going to aim in onto Caress, which I'm not sure is the right target, because Karthus is doing so much damage. Finally, they finish him off, and well, he's actually going to be ghosted up here, which I'm not sure is even that better, as he starts to work in as well. And Zimmy, is he going to escape from this one? He's got literally, how much HP? 20 HP to get away from that. And that will be a 2-4-3. All three remaining faculty players so very, very low. But still, they come out with the kill advantage. It looks like they are going to be losing this Dragon out to Mafia though.
Yeah, 2-4, big difference there, big advantage, and Gibfutchin actually stayed alive, went right up to the top and continues farming away. But like you say, that Dragon is going to go to Manfield, or is it?
You know what's really ridiculous in that last fight? Yeah, I'm not sure that he is going to kill Dragon either.
This is a tight one.
The ridiculous thing is, Yorick actually cancelled the ultimate from Karthus with his ghost.
With his ghost, yeah, indeed.
That would have been the last 2 kills.
That would have, yeah, definitely. Because he used the ulti on him while he was casting his own ulti, which cancels it over. Yeah, indeed. So it's just like, he was probably like, cheers for that. Yeah, but
yeah. Can that happen? Does that happen if Yorick? No, surely not. Surely he ulted before he died. I don't know what happened there.
No, I didn't see the ulti go out. It was sort of started, but it didn't complete, did it? Definitely didn't.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if he just started, you know, before he actually died by mistake.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
I'm not sure if the Yorick Ghost actually cancels the Karthus ulti. That wouldn't make that much sense to me. I'm confused.
Honestly, without loading it and running it, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's entirely possible. I think Lulu's ulti on Corki has been a big difference here, because again, Corki did so much damage in there. You can see he's obviously got that BF sword to go with that Trinity force now. He's really causing problems for them every time, and they all bunched up for him as well, so he was just getting armor penetration across everyone, and just like, wow, if you're all going to stand there, I'll start putting a couple of big bombs in your face as well. So just keep the damage on everyone, effectively AEing the team down, which was less than ideal when they were all already stood in the pool of from no equals Cassiopeia. So working out very well for them. It's given them that 11-5 advantage, and again, mFac, as we move into the team fight, are coming out the stronger of the two. But to fight the back, really, I think it was like 15-16 minutes before the first blood came out. In fact, it may have been longer than that before we saw anything. And honestly, I think mTw probably should have picked more up in the lane phase, especially with Nocturne. He could have dived in and certainly picked up a few kills. Nevertheless, that's not to be. nOequal's going to pick himself up some nice farm down that bottom there, just throws them all through the poison trail, realises he's out of position and quickly has to head straight north, giving up on the rest of the CS because he realised mTw is pushing on his middle turret. So good map awareness there. Realised his position, whether it was a map awareness or whether it was a straight shout from his teammates, I'm not too sure. But they knew there was a 5-man push on that mid tower, and mTw are going to back off. Joe.
Backing off once again. Who's just sticking around, wall of pain going in there and causing them annoyance, if nothing else. And we are seeing now the 4-man push going up, and Baron is going to be started off now for nFac. Huyu is moving his way in there. They spotted his position and they're going to put a poison down to try and cover him. I think they're going to have to peel off from this one. Caress is coming from that backside. There's a pink ward down, but we are going to see the initiation now. They are moving in onto Sarakaba, who's forced to use her ulti to get away. This is looking like a strong fight for mTw. Can they finish this one off, though? They will take down Simi. They will take down Cassiopeia, and Fami finds himself all alone with just Gift Fortune for company. He's actually backed away, and look at this aggressive Lulu flash in there. Huyu now is trying to finish off onto Gift Fortune, but has he got the damage to do it? Not quite, but it may help out. Yeah, Alice actually headbutted him back in there, and Fami is surely going to be dead yet to that ultimate there of Karthus. And that will be an ace. 5 for 4. A superbly close team fight, though, Deman.
Why did he back away there? I mean, he knew he was going to die. So why didn't he just go for Red Snow? I reckon he could have been a double ace. We could have had that awkward situation that we saw at the IPL qualifiers where everybody just died. But Red Snow had nothing left. He'd got no mana, no hit points. He should have just gone for the basic attack kill. I reckon he'd have got it and then gone down to the Karthus ulti. But yeah, Red Snow left alive. And again, like you said, that was a case of been a little bit too aggressive there in Faculty, using obviously peeling off a little bit too late. Good map awareness there by mTw to realise that they could turn that situation. Mamphy diving in with that ulti on towards Sarakabot, wasn't it, went early on. Sarakabot did use his ulti to back away, but then immediately Leigh leaves that fire trail, which everybody sort of went into, so they were getting a little bit of passive damage on them. But very nice fight, and again 15-10. Finally, Joe, it's turning into that aggressive game that we were talking about. It took a while to get going though, but the kills are starting to come out, and they've immediately gone straight back to Baron. Caress has come back down, throws that ward down, and I think it's going to get cleared out straight away. Will they go for this one, or are they going to peel off? Caress is coming straight around. Poison slow actually across Caress there. Caress getting double twin fang on him. Fami going very low already though. They're going to dive in. Oh, they're caught in a bad position. mTw were going to come out this horrendously bad. They will get caught very nicely, and that was a quick 4 kills. Very much so. They were ready for that one in Faculty this time. And really nOequal managed to land that poison trail, and Sarakabot jumping across along with Zimmy, all catching in like a big AE cone. They just destroyed them, and that will be the Baron pickup. So very quick turnaround there from mFaculty. They were well ready for that one.
Yeah, and as I said, I think this is a mistake from mTw to be going in there. They were like 1 for 1 for 1 going in, and a fight never works like that. It never ever works out that way. And especially for the fact that, you know, Yorick trudges himself in there, didn't even put his ulti down, by the way. You know, which never gonna help anyone. And then it was like a 5 versus 2, and then 5 versus 3, and then 4, and then they just didn't. Obviously, Alistair wasn't even there. He was like, guys, I just came back, and you just all died again. What's going on here? I'm surviving. He's the one that's holding on in this game. But certainly 19 for 10. Baron now taking away with nFaculty. They're waiting here on the dragon spawn, which they obviously don't have any kind of timing for, because they're waiting there for about a minute now. But they start to work in. They saw Mamphy there. Blue buff is available, and that should be taken out very, very quickly by these. And look at Sarakabot going aggressive in there as well. Decides, no, let's not go for that one. They've taken down that blue, and that is enough for them, stealing the buffs away. The question now is, how are they going to utilize? And there this dragon finally comes up, and Sarakabot's like, all right, I'm moving in for it now. Gonna take this dragon out on my own. And nFaculty, I'm not sure this is the wisest decision ever. Gift Fortune's gone back. Zimmy's going back. They could end up losing a mid-turret for this.
Yeah, they will definitely lose that mid-turret. There's no doubt about that one. That's going to go. Sarakabot did pick up the dragon on his own down the bottom there, though, so they've effectively exchanged gold. But nFaculty, yeah, they sort of delayed, and like you say, the timing was off. They delayed too long. Now that mTw go down to try and pick up that dragon, but the timing was off by about a minute, which caused a problem. They should have all straight away. They could have all gone back and come back in time if they'd have had that timing down, but they didn't. They are going to tank the bottom turret as well. mTw's going to go straight in and tank it down. So they're actually going to pick up 2 turrets off the back of this one, mTw, which is not too bad an exchange. All from just a simple case of mistiming by nFac. But nFac are going to try and drive it straight up the middle this time. They have got a full Baroned up team. They're going to make use of this. They've spent the gold, actually I say that. 418 Corki still sitting on 1200 gold, hasn't spent it. They will pick up this inner turret because the rest of mTw now are well out of position because they went down to that bottom one. And they're actually going to, by the time they get back, they're going to find themselves fighting on the base turret because they're still all just running around. They didn't teleport back, which probably would have been the wiser choice. And then Faculty are going to take this base inhibitor turret. There you go, any second now. Are they going to finish it off? No, they're going to die for a fight. Instead, it's going to be mTw diving in. We'll get on towards Soraka Bot, but the ulti goes out, and the ulti from Lulu as well gives him that big hit point difference. Gibbs did go down, as did Soraka Bot. They're going to surely catch out a couple though, and it will be a 2-for-2 exchange. I don't think the Karthus ulti will do a great deal about that. No, it won't. And Zimmy is still standing. Really, the 3 main people are still standing enough to take this turret down. Can they get the inhibitor as well? I think it will almost certainly be, because you can see Red Snow and Wu have had to go back to Fountain to heal up, and it will be the inhibitor. So mTw, you know, they started off nearly left it there. Started off in good position in making use of nFac's missed times, and then actually got caught out themselves. And really, they should have all just beat from that bottom turret.
Yeah, from that bottom turret, it would have been faster, and they would have been there a lot quicker, walking all the way up the map. Lost them these 2 plus the inhibitor. Okay, they got a couple of kills, a couple of Baron buffs taken away from Vladimir and Shyvana, but was it worth it? Most probably not. No Equal just going to clear out this top lane that was being pushed fairly heavily down back towards his turret, and actually Wu and Red Snow looking to try and take out this middle turret. Obviously Graves, Phantom Dancer, Inf Edge, plus the Last Whisper as well will be able to take out this turret. So an interesting game, that, you know, how these turrets are falling right now, in the fact that pretty much all of them have been down to kind of counter pushing in an area where these turrets have been pushed on their own side. That sounded a lot more complicated than it really was. But I'm sure you guys know what the hell I'm trying to talk about.
Full on hit and run, basically. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. It is working very well for them, and it's going to certainly cause problems for them. And nFac realize, and obviously they've been stretching themselves too thin. That's really what it's all come from. So the ulti, the Baron has run out now. So that's 4 minutes since it went down. Caress, got to be careful he doesn't get caught out too heavily at the top there. It was just Shyvana that was going up there. I don't think he was really fancying a kill. Although they may well try and cut him off on the red buff here if he were to go that way, and he's not. He's wisely heading straight north because the pings go down. Fami with that Oracle on as well. He's going to be clearing out the jungle. I do love Lulu. Lulu's a very good-looking little character, just warbling around the map there. Zimmy clearing out and leaving that one nasty Wraith. Actually, no Equal thought about taking it by the looks of it there. Giffortune has been kind of solo this whole game, you know. He's not really been greatly involved in a full-on fight until it actually comes down to needing it. He's been off pushing these lanes. He pushed along the top lane, has took the turret down about half health. This time he's going to get the rest of the team to come with him. And like you said, someone mentioned earlier, Spirit Visage and Ionian Boots, who's got that cooldown reduction. He has got the Zhonya's Hourglass as well now. So hoping that he can start to draw the attention and maybe use that Hourglass, or maybe just get out of the Karthus ulti with it. Poke on the turret there from Zimmy. And the rest of mTw do respond. Sarakabot trying to sneak around the side here, but he's warded up, so they know exactly there. And you can see mTw sat poised, and actually a couple of layways from Huyu trying to catch him out there. So well aware of his position and making sure he doesn't try and sneak around the back. Lulu now also coming around, picks up that ward. Lulu's got to be careful he didn't get caught out there. A couple of slows coming out from Caress will force him backwards, and actually took about a quarter of his health down. Joe, they're going to continue pushing on this tower. If they were to come out on top of this one, I think they might just take the base.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, if mTw commit to any kind of fight here, it would be dangerous for them. They are in a 5 versus 4. Let's not forget. Caress is Nocturne still up, clearing that middle lane out, not wanting to have those super minions pushing through onto the Nexus turrets, which is a bit of a mistake that they made in that last game, allowing them to come far too far through into the base after trying to defend on one of the lanes instead. There goes the Wall of Pain again to try and slow things down. Nice big bomb going across the entire team there, and they are going to start slowly but surely hammering away on this turret. And we're at 41 minutes. You know, which shouldn't surprise me since I guess First Blood was at about 20 minutes. There goes the top turret taken down as well for nFac. Only minions doing the job there. And Redstone needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught out here. A few Twin Fang's going to go in onto him. Actually, he's going to initiate this one. In comes the Nocturne ulti as well, but how good is this really going to be for them? I feel they're a little bit out of position. Simi going fairly low. Caress moving in. Redsnow's going to die here shortly. There we go. Oh, actually, no, he's still somehow ridiculously alive. Finally, he's taken out. Manfi's there as well. Carthus ult is going to come across. And, well, this is not a bad fight whatsoever for mTw, let's say that. nFac have just no equal, and Gipfudgeon alive. And Gipfudgeon, he just walked straight away from that bottom side. But, you know, this game, I still feel, and, you know, the further we go into it, Deman, it's not good news for nFac in my opinion. If they keep getting caught out like that, this game is definitely not over by any means.
Yeah, that was just simply getting caught out, like you say. There was a really good catch by Alistair, and obviously they've got Nocturne that could dive straight in it. And for once, Caress actually did use his ulti on Graves, and finally they had an extra Graves AD in there, which caused a big difference in the damage. But it was still a very close exchange, like you say. But it was all about who you getting into positioning perfectly in there, getting the Defile down and getting the layways down on everyone, but managed to land the ulti. But they didn't get the two main people, which are Gipfudgeon and No Equal. They both survived that fight. They did manage to catch out Corky in the meantime, though, and I think he got a pulverize on him. Actually, I think it was the cooldown came up and he couldn't manage to get away. I think he pulverized him just as he was about to Valkyrie away, which just pinned his position, because I think he'd used Valkyrie at the same time pulverizer went down, which meant he just got completely pinned and couldn't do anything about it. But it's again down to a Baron fight. You can see it's all setting up this time. Red Snow with that Oracle on. Corky is a long way away, just picking up that red buff, but he's in no rush. He's going to be back across. The ping goes down, so they realise that it is warded up. Red Snow's going to clear out these wards that nFac have, and Fami needs to be very careful he doesn't get caught out here as he steps forward. There's a double ward getting placed. As soon as he walks into that bush, he's going to spot it, but they realise that the rest of the team there, you can see what's actually happening there is Cassiopeia using that poison on the floor to gain vision, so he can just see what's going on. So effectively using it as a free ward. At the moment, No Equal's going to try and catch somebody out here. Will manage to... Oh, if it had gone forward, he could have caught Carthus out there, I think. I think Huyu would have been caught out. If it laid the poison down, it would have forced Huyu to go the opposite direction. You can see Nocturne just sitting off on the side there, Manfi, ready with his ulti. So, well, I'm going to have to clear this top lane off, but I am in range if need be. Is it enough that's forced them away there? That's the question. You can see there's wards. Actually, if I press, F2, you can see they have got that ward at the back. They will spot it. Fami's going to see it. But are they going to be able to take Baron down quick enough? I think they will. It's going to go very quickly here. Look at that. They're going to pick it up before they come round. Caress suddenly realises it, backs away. Hadn't committed just about enough. Wall of Pain will be enough. But that was a great little counter from nFac to get in and take it down. That just shows how much damage that Corky is doing right now.
Yeah, real quick Baron there, and well, that one was for free, just from the damage this time. Well, let's see how this next fight goes. Graves does have now that Guardian Angel in position, and we've seen, you know, with that Yorick Ghost on as well, how much that adds to a team fight when you have a Graves with Infinity Edge, Blast Whisper, and the Phantom Dancer there running. Let's have a look. Yu going fairly low. They are going to finally take that inhibitor. Alistair did get in for the pulverize, but more of a preventative method more than anything else. And we can see that they are going to move now on towards this top lane. Minions are starting to push out. Actually, the inner turret here on the top and the inner turret on the bottom were both taken down by minions from nFac side of things. So that focus on middle still allowing these lanes to be pushed out. But the question is, will they go for it in a position like this? Always a difficult place in my eyes to fight, because who you gets in there actually his Defile spreads across that whole steps area. Obviously the Wall of Pain clears it off as well, and that's exactly what they're going to do now. So Rakabot taking damage, but mTw decided, no, we can't fight them when they've got this Baron on. We need to stay under the tower and have the hits they can offer, albeit pretty limited by this time. A lot of pressure, and look at the hit points on the turret. Basically nothing left on it. 115, actually that's like one hit. when they finally get towards it, and that's what Zimmy's having trouble with. Actually, we already see the wall of pain going in. They fancy their chances. Ibaka is away from this one. Ryu's in there as well with Defile on. They have to kill him. They have to kill him before moving on, which is what they do. Caress is going fairly low as well. We can see that mTw and Red Snow are both low, but have both managed to escape from the position that they were in. Ridiculously low health on those two. The question now is, what do they do? Where do they go for? I can't believe that the tower's still alive after all that as well. And Gipfunction's like, okay, there's minions pushing down at bottom. Let's get in onto this bottom turret and take it down. Top turret is taken as well. The question is, will Gipfunction offer up enough damage to take this bottom turret? No, he won't. And nFac should probably run from this one. It'd be a 2 versus 3 up at top. They've done decent amounts to that, inhibitor, which of course will regen now that they're leaving it alone. And nFac, I think they're feeling we've done enough with this Baron now. We need to regroup and make sure that we're safe. Ends up 5.
Indeed, I wasn't convinced by that dive out from mTw. I've got to be honest. That's a pretty crazy move onto a Baroned up team. They will take the blue away as well. And again, the right people were left alive. So, you know, they're not going to be too upset here in Faculty if they lose Fami and Sirakabot. I mean, Fami is sort of the sacrificial lamb of a support. 2-4-22, doing a fantastic job. And again, Sirakabot, you know, with that ulti, he's kind of forced to get in their faces anyway as he dives across in that dragon form. So it's inevitable that they will die, but you can see just 2 deaths, sorry, for Corki and Cassiopeia, and only 3 on Vlad. So the right people are always alive in these fights, or at the end of the fights for Faculty, which is why they are quite a bit stronger really at the moment. They are 25-17 up in kills, 8-4 up in towers, and around about, I think, 6-7k gold up in gold, obviously 8k in fact. I can't even count, which is awesome because I work in an accounts office. That's always handy. But Zimmy will pick up a bunch of kills on those minions, and he's just going to fly around and absolutely hammer away everything. And honestly, Joe, this is going to be the final push, I feel. That top, like you say, the inhibitor was left on nothing, exposed. Bottom turret left pretty much on nothing. I think they're just going to drive them in this middle area, force super minions on towards the final bases, and then just cut off either north or south, whichever is required. They're just going to head straight north and go for that open inhibitor. And mTw, how are they going to react to this one? They have to force the fight. They realise that inhibitor is only on half health. Are they going to give up on it? Caress is trying his best to get in their faces. We have got a Guardian's Angel on Wu this time, so Graves is going to be a lot stronger. Red Snow is really going to be looking to try and get in there as early as possible and try and hammer it on. But Corki has said, you know what, I want to go by. I'm just going to leave you guys. I've got 2.5k on me. I'll see you in a bit. The rest of the team's like, well, great. Baron ran out, so they're all going back.
Yeah, and final push comes to be pretty much not a push.
Not the final.
As they go at their butt. Corki now finishing off that Bloodthirster. Cassiopeia, what's she finishing off there? Actually got that Zonya's Hourglass in there, got a Quicksilver Sash, Void Staff, Will of the Ancients, and of course the Riley's Scepter as well. But still, you feel that mTw on the back foot. But I still think that if they catch them in the right position here, that they could still end up having a decent time of this game, still having a chance at least to get in. We can see that Fami is once again with the Oracles wanting to clear out Baron, and it looks like we're going to be possibly waiting for Baron number 3 of this game. You know, 2 Barons yet, 3 Barons not so often seen. And we're about to hit a 50-minute game, which may not surprise you when you learn that First Blood was after 20 minutes already. And nFac are waiting in. All 2 inhibitors are now respawned. Well, they only took 1 down, right? The top one survived the whole time and is still regenerating its way up. And we see wards being exchanged between the 2 teams. So both know the position of the other. And they're going to wait, literally wait, until Baron spawns, I think. Don't want to be giving up any kind of position whatsoever. This is that stage of the game where you can't afford to just say, all right, guys, I'm just going to go and clear out here or there. That's when you do. Things go a little bit pear-shaped for you. These 2 super minions that are in this top lane are going to be killed before they can finish off. And this gives a nice chance for nFac to actually adjust their position, maybe set up some kind of trap onto mTw. You can see no equal there. Just getting the poison down into that bush. That's already going to be a bit of an annoyance for mTw, but still a tense moment in this game. You can see the elixirs running on pretty much everyone right now. Actually, all three on no equal.
It actually gave Fami a chance to actually invade and quickly clear out a couple of wards as well, which is a bit of a bonus, which you can see they're having to start suddenly lay down the wards. mTw set in position as well now. They realise the timer is due. There it is. The second it spawns, Shirelia's Reverie has been popped, and the mTw are going for this one. They are diving straight into his Give Potion, who's got caught out. Red Snow's going to go down very quickly. Sirakabot, though, in the middle of it, going to get ripped apart. Huyu goes down, and then Faculty are wisely backing away from it. The ulti will go off. I don't think it's going to be... Oh, it has! It's took Lulu down. No equal now, dashing across. Can he catch on to them? There's a big pile of poison going down. Wu will certainly drop down, and that's going to be a quick wipeout as well. I think Guardian Angel will come back up, but it's going to be too late. Zimmy very nearly went down though, and they are wisely going to completely ignore Baron now and go straight for those inhibitors. There is 2 open inhibitors. Bottom lane's also pushed. They could well wipe out the entire base, barring the Nexus turrets, I think, before they even get back there. Have they got enough damage to go straight to the Nexus turrets? I'm not sure about that. Definitely will take the inhibitors down, Joe, but 30-19, a big quick turnaround there.
Yeah, and that was a really interesting fight. Just when it looked like it wasn't going so great for Faculty, Cassiopeia turns around. He's like, what's up? You're all turned to stone. And now you're all going down. But yeah, a real great turnaround. Actually, Gipfutchen is tanking his first turret up. They are going to take the second one down. And what do we have in terms of timings? 15 seconds still for Huyu to come up, and that is going to be GG, and nFaculty are going to 2-0 mTw here in the first semi-final of the BenQ finals, and are going to get themselves into that grand final, which will happen later tonight, where they will meet either Peculiar or the currently undefeated team in EPS this season of Logix. But Deman, for me, a real interesting game, that one.
Yeah, very strong as well. So, I mean, we called it at the start. Well, I certainly did. I was very impressed by Homeless, who are now known as nFaculty, who just won 2-0 there. In the quarterfinals, they really looked very strong, and obviously they seem to have pulled together as a team. Very strong top lane, very strong mid lane, and the AD carry as well. They've got the good support. They just seem to have the all-round package. They lack the crazy aggression that you see some of the very top teams in the world that have. But as a team, they certainly have the mechanics there. They have the teamwork there. So when they pull together, and when it came to the 4-5-man fights, both games, they just looked so much stronger than mTw.
Yeah, I think the positioning was a really big thing in there as well. I mean, look at the farm as well, and even Wu, up at 410 CS there as Graves. We saw him in the last game. Misfortune wasn't as as functional, if you like, in the team fights as they have hoped. But Wu, he's got his CSing down. Don't ever think that he lacks in that department. Up at 410, I think he was at 415 or something in the last game as well. Zimmy doing a great job. Let's give you a quick rundown of the winning team scores. So Gipfutchen on Vladimir 7-3-17, Zimmy on Corki 9-2-14, Fami on Lulu, great performance from me as well, 2-5-27, Sirakabot on Chivana 2-7-21, and no equal on Cassiopeia 10-17. A great performance all around from the nFaculty squad, who, let's not forget, quarterfinals and throughout the season they were known as Homeless, didn't even have a team. nFaculty have picked them up, obviously, with the finals here in Cologne. nFaculty, a team based in Cologne as well. In fact, their clubhouse, if you like, is about 5 minutes away from where they're playing the live tournament right now, the BenQ finals. But anyway, enough of a rant. We're going to go into the second semi-final here. Hopefully within the next 5 or 10 minutes. I guess the German commentators will want a little bit of a break. Could do with one myself as well. And then we'll be moving into that second best of 3. It's going to be Peculiar versus Logix. Don't go anywhere, guys.